PTF and JK back with you on the In the Money Media YouTube channel. The Sunset Six from our friends at First, combining the last 3 races at Gulfstream and the last 3 races at Santa Anita. Any day they're both racing. Great bet. Player-friendly terms. 15% takeout, $1 minimum. We saw 2 carryovers last weekend. That indicates to me that this retail-only plan for this bet is working. We're seeing it. It's like the old days, JK. I had a great time. Didn't work out chasing those carryovers, but I had a lot of fun trying.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's the funny name about it is sunset. The sun is setting here in Italy, so I'm gonna. Does this help with this light or
You
no?
look great. Now you look good. I mean, that doesn't hurt, but you were looking good. I thought you timed this recording on purpose so that we were talking at the sunset.
The sunset's that way, I think, but.
Let's go right into these races, my friend, having established the player-friendly terms. We start off with the 9th at Gulfstream on the Saturday card, 5 o'clock or so. This one kicks off. What numbers will be on your tickets?
Well, I think a lot of these situations in this wager are, for me, are about staying alive in certain legs. Like, I don't need to have the strongest opinion. I want to stay alive, and I want to try to have some direct hits in certain parts. I have a direct hit late in the Gulfstream card in the last in Gulfstream 11, and have a direct hit at Santa Anita 9. These other races are just like spready, catchy. I don't know. A lot of horses could win. I'm going to go with 3, 5, 6 as A horses in this race, 2, 4 as B horses, right? 3, 5, 6 for me are horses that, you got the 3 who's coming off the synthetic race, getting back on to the grass. The 5 is a horse that is another one, same thing, has some early speed, getting back to the grass. And then the 6 as well, another one who ran in a 1.5-mile race last time, now gets back to the 1.16 miles. 3, 5, 6 as A's, 2, 4 as B.
All right, I'll give you my thoughts on this one, starting with Private Thoughts. This horse I like a lot. Nice run of form these last 4 starts on either side of a long break. I think it's going to get a really good trip. This is an improving late season 4-year-old. I could see putting up a really good effort in the 3rd start off the layoff. The 4, Steel Sunshine, old class horse looking to reinvent on turf. I think he can ignore that Kentucky Downs run, not his course, back among his friends here, chance to be the best closer. The 7, Lorenz, it all went wrong last time, but this horse has a little finish and some numbers that fit. 5, 4, and 7 for me, so a little the same and a little bit different. Let's proceed to race number 10. I think from what you said before, JK, you're going to probably be spreading a bit here. What numbers will be on your tickets? You got muted, my friend.
Muted. I'm back. I'm not one of those people who is like anti synthetic, and to be fair, I better get used to it in New York, but I don't have a strong feel for it. So a lot of times in the synthetic legs of races, whether it be a pick 6 carryover at Gulfstream that we like to get involved in, or whatever it might be, I like to be a little bit spready, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. I'll save my clever opinions for a couple of races moving a little bit later. 3, 4, 9, 10, 11.
You mentioned the 2 A's I have. The 10 Clear Destination, I think, should get a good setup. This mid-pack closer, solid numbers, taking a significant drop. But I do want the one I think will be the best speed in here as well. That's the 4 Light Fury. This is a sound horse. You can tell that when they get claimed nearly every time. And this one just went a little bit too fast last time at this level. Could be much better off here if they don't go too fast. 4 and 10, and then just one saver line as a B for the 7, the Honeyman. This horse is a plotter, coming here off a long layoff, making a barn switch to a lower percentage outfit. But I could see this horse under a small amount of scenarios making the last best move. I didn't mind having on side. 10 and 4 as A's, 7 as a B. All right, you've tipped your hand. You like one a lot in this Gulfstream 11th. I had 3, so I'll tell you about my 3, and then you can tell me if yours is one of them. I had the 3 Shrug on top. Horse fits well, coming off the 2 stakes placings. Lost last time to a solid form yardstick in Cugino. Dominican Pioneer. This horse was really well bet for the comebacker. That was Kentucky Downs. I'm going to excuse horses that don't run well there pretty much all the time. Plenty of back races for Dominican Power, and I thought could be forward in what looks like just an even pace. And the 7, Adios Cole, looked like a new horse after the gelding. Obviously, this wasn't the plan. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was, but it seems weird that to wait 70 days to run again after a race like that. But I'm not too worried about it. Based on that last race, Adios Cole fits 3, 8, and 7. Does that triumvirate include your top pick in here?
Yeah, I'm going to single the 7 Adios Cole. So starter allowance races for me are horse was this at this point to qualify for the condition, and now horse has become this. Adios Cole is just better than these other horses. I think that he'll win this race, and I've got no problem singling. I will use a couple as backups, so I'll use a 7 as an A, 8, 9, 10 as Bs, but ice cold 7A. It's not ice cold 7. It's a single
Lone A. I like
7.
lone A.
Yeah,
Ice
lone A
cold.
with the 7.
Yeah, ice cold to
Ice
me
cold
like
means
there's only one.
Yeah, of course. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. 8,
Well,
9, 10 is Bs.
there you go. And we'll let folks know that you should subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel. We have so much coverage coming up for the Breeders' Cup, for these Sunset 6 bets, and some of it's only on YouTube. So if you're on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of our opinions in these races. Do you have a strong horse to press? We always love to hear what you think down in the comments as we take our dinner break and then head out to Santa Anita Park, where we start off with a double of graded stakes Breeders' Cup prep races, potentially starting with the Grade 2 Rodeo Drive, which goes as race number 8. Who did you like in here?
Pete, you ever been to Rodeo Drive?
Oh, yes, of course. I shop there frequently. Not really, but I have been to Rodeo Drive.
Okay, good. 2, 4, 5, 7 for me. I'm going to spread a little bit here, but the one that I wanted to talk about the most was the morning line of the 2, Starry Heavens, right? It comes in at 10-1. This horse was closing to a slow pace last time. You look at Timeform US, slow fractions. When horses close in to slow fractions, people don't understand that they ran so much better than it looks on paper because we're such a final number based figure type of horse racing society. I thought this horse ran extremely well. I want to make sure that I have the 2 involved there at 10-1, 2, 4, 5, 7, all equally as A's.
Race number 9. Oh, no, I didn't do mine. I'm absolutely with you with Starry Heavens. I thought the horse was ridden. Not only was that a slow pace, but the horse was just ridden so passively. I'm hoping Fresu puts her into the race this time and she can really show her stuff. This one's been unlucky multiple times from a flow perspective since arriving in the U.S., and I think she's better than that. 4 and the 7. East Coast Turf Form Shipping West. Need I say more? Get out your bingo cards. Mark that off because we talked about it on one of our podcasts. And yeah, that's how I see it. A lot of 2, a little bit of 4 and 7. Let's go to the Oakleaf Grade 2 action for the 2-year-old fillies coming up. You've already said you've got one you're going to nail your colors to in this one. I thought it was maybe a little bit more open than that, but will you be busting out the silver wig for this one?
Yeah, I'm a silver wig man. That's what I do. I would actually, honestly, I got a little silver here, to be fair.
You're not going to need the wig soon.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I might need the straightener. if you looked at 2 people in racing who have different hair quality, or not quality, but texture, it's definitely me and Bob.
Probably
Baffert.
You too, yes.
Yeah. The 6 Explorer, drawn outside, has speed. These are types of Bob Baffert types I love. Have early speed, trying to figure it out. They're not always built to run this short, right? This is a blame. These horses aren't like, they just happen to be fast enough to win early, but they're all bought to go longer. That's what Bob does. That's what he's always done. This horse is going to be tough from the outside, comfortable post. I'm singling ice cold now that we've corrected what that exactly means. The 6 Explorer.
Do you remember the video we did for Keeneland years ago? And I have no idea why, but we somehow had an afro wig that we were attempting to get somebody to put on, and the guy was the guy was walking around in an afro wig, and then we asked if he would be in our show, and he said no. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like,
I think I remember this. I usually block out annoying people like that, but yeah, I do. But somewhere in my subconscious, I remember telling someone, "Then why did you wear an afro wig if you didn't want people to talk to you about it?"
Exactly. Yeah,
I remember that.
It was very, very strange. It's funny how badly I misremembered it at first. I was like, "What would the circumstance be where you and I were asking someone to wear an afro wig?" Anyway. There's no reason to bet against. It's all a long way of saying there's no reason to bet against Explora, who was a bit against the flow there in that debutante, and as you point out on Blood, supposed to just improve. But I will play a couple of backup lines just from a strict risk reward point of view. Lawali, I just thought looked like one that might enjoy 2 turns based on how she was sticking on late in that debutante. And possibly on the blood as well. And I wanted to have something probably more vertically, but involving La Vie Lumiere, the 2. I just thought was interesting. Getting back to dirt, had that big fig way back in May and a pedigree to suggest distance. Just a big price to include somewhere. But believe me, I may be listing the 6th third in my picks officially, but half the money for me will be running through that one. I definitely think, you're not crazy to want to plant a flag there. I just decided for better or worse to be a little bit cute. We've got one more race to talk about. It's also a stake. 2-year-olds in the Speakeasy going the Flying 5 at Santa Anita. Possible a key prep race for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. When it comes to this Sunset 6 on Saturday, my friend, how are we going to get paid?
Yeah, I'm going to spread a little bit here. 2, 5, 6, 8, 12. There's 2 horses I want to talk about. The 2, Twilight Delight, who I thought probably made the most sense, right? From the inside post, has a little bit early speed, has some good races, all the things you want to see. And I love a twirling candy. Shout out Lane's End. The 8, whose name, let me just double check. Basio. I should probably get that right.
Baccio, you're in Italy and you call this horse Baccio? I'm telling your in-laws.
Don't tell them.
Baccio means kiss.
They're not paying attention. Yeah, Baccio. You have a horse who wins, fast first time out for Wesley Ward, and then Wesley decides, let's give it a shot. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. This could also be Wesley trying to take a round peg and stick it into a square hole, or the other way around, whatever the way. So I don't know how it works. Historically, that should be a bingo card.
Yes,
JK tries to make
them up square peg round hole. It's actually, I think it is the other way around. No, square peg round hole is correct because it wouldn't fit. See, the round peg might just, you might be able to get that one in off the goalpost. But anyway,
yeah, we can get both off. You can get both in off the goalpost.
Tell us more
bottom
about
line
Baccio.
is, but I also think I think people do that sometimes. They're trying to, they're not going to go long with these juveniles. So why not see if they can qualify to run in the turf sprint? No. And maybe this is one of those situations, but the horse ran fast enough first time out that I got to keep him in the mix. So, so let me just double check while I hit the 2, 5, 6, 8, 12 to wrap it up.
To your point about Baccio, I mean, the mom, Katie's Kiss, thus the Baccio name, was a turf sprinter, and Cantharos is a good turf sprint influence. And, McLean's music, it's not turf sprinting isn't a bad thing for him either. 15% overall. He's 50% with turf sprinters, 16% overall. So you're not losing anything there. I get that one from a blood point of view, and I had in the mix, but I had 3 others I wanted to quickly touch on as well, including the 5 later than planned. Just thought this horse was an interesting combination of speed and finish. Irish bred, moved into a closer favoring Flow last time, but I think could be done a little bit better with proper hold-up tactics. The 3 Dirty Rich, I thought looking at the last pace figure, you could make a case this horse could be up in the vanguard. Those were earned in a route. Inside most drawn speed, chance to be the best speed. I just wanted to keep in there for a penny. And the 2 Twilight Delight has the Eastern form. The 6.5 may have been too far. 5, 3, 2, 8 for me. 2, 5, 6, 8, and 12 for JK to close it out. Before I let you go, JK, this is a weekend where we've got so much Breeders' Cup prep action. It's going on from coast to coast. We've been talking about this Santa Anita card on Saturday. Do you have a best bet in one of these Breeders' Cup prep races?
Yeah, I like Christofferson in the American Pharaoh, presented by our friends at DraftKings. I just think this horse is going to be tough, man. I talked about it a little bit earlier with Bob Baffert. When you have a horse, you buy a horse for $1.1 million. These horses aren't hey, let's sprint. They're horses that are fast enough and talented enough to win at this distance. But what they really want is to go a little bit further. And so for me, I'm very excited about watching this horse run at Santa Anita on Saturday. But I'll tell you this, like Tupac and Biggie, he better run fast, because I believe that the East Coast has a little bit of something to say about it. I can't wait to see It's Our Time run in New York and the Champagne. But for now, Christofferson for me is very interesting. I'll get excited about It's Our Time in a couple of weeks.
Great stuff, JK. Appreciate having you on from Italy, no less. I'll let you get back to your dinner and your whining and your dining and your festivities. We really appreciate having you. We appreciate our friends at First Racing. Make sure you get involved in this Sunset Six this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got coverage on the website as well. Nick Tamaro doing write-ups of the coast-to-coast bets. Check that out too. This show's been a production of In the Money Media. May you win all your photos.